Courtney. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Australia, and I'm popping on to say hi for Hooray, it's Thursday. And as per request from last week, we've got a different stamp set for Christmas cards this week. This week we're playing with, let me just pull up the picture. Here she comes, the Pine Tree Trimmings. Now this is actually a bundle, and if I remember correctly, they're in here. Look at the size of the little packet of dies. They're only tiny. The bundle's quite well priced. It's a very good price point. It's $58.50, and it works nicely if you want to get the join special. One of the first join special, because there's two options, is $60 for $235 worth of product. If you were to get this little goodie, this bundle and the mini cut and emboss machine, because this one you can use with the mini cut. Oh, I was looking for those dimensionals that are just there. if you want to get this bundle and the mini cut and emboss machine, you're going to have over $55 left to play with. All right. So these are the little dies that come with this set. There's a single tree, star, a little bow, some baubles, and the presents, and they cut out the appropriate pieces. Like there's the little bow, there's the star, there's some little decorations as well. So it's a really cute bundle, and it's a very good price point. It's a nice price point. The bundle's $58.50. Like anything, you save 10% if it's a bundle. So just keep that in mind. Oh, and if you are doing some shopping, keep that in mind when you're shopping in the clearance rack, that it's actually sometimes cheaper to buy things separately. I'm just going to load up some of my blocks here. I'm thinking that I'm going to load up the stars. I'm undecided what I'm going to do. I've got a couple of things happening in my head, but I found a couple of really nice cards that I quite like. We used this bundle last weekend, or the weekend before last, at class. So where's my Oh Christmas Tree? There's such, you know, sending Christmas wishes from our house to yours. I really like that one because there is multiple of us here. And Oh Christmas Tree. Might put sending Christmas wishes on, but I really like the Oh Christmas Tree as well. So just whack that one on there. I'm going to fit on there, yeah, on an angle. And then we'll chop and change some of them out. Okay. All right. Oh, and I will need that star. Although I must admit I did not bring over a yellow. So I might have to get Tony to grab us some Daffodil Delight, but we'll see how we go. Okay. He's pretty good at doing that sort of stuff. So I've got my stamps are on my blocks. Make sure you comment and say hello. Not very Christmassy colours, hey? What do you reckon? But I just thought we'd have a bit of a play. So I have seen a couple of varieties of things that I like, and I thought I'd show you nice bright Christmas cards. And you can't see her. And I know that she is watching. Oh, hello, Pamela. How are you going? But Auntie Lol's actually here today, so she's watching over my shoulder rather than watching online. So she's got her cuppa. I hope, hey, Pamela, have you got your cuppa with you? It's nice to have a cuppa and have a watch. So this here, I swear I thought it was Granny Apple Green, but it's looking lemon lime and twisty there. But this is Granny Apple Green. Okay. And I've got some basic white, some shaded spruce, and some melamambo. And then I bought corresponding ink colours over. So I've got the Granny Apple Green, got some Azure Afternoon and some melamambo, but I also added some pumpkin pie on it. Okay, just so that we've got this nice, we're going to do this nice bright thing. Okay, so I'll just put these aside. My trimmer's at the back behind me in case, for when I need it, because I will need it, because I've got nice big pieces of white cardstock here, and I don't think that I'm going to want to use such big pieces of cardstock. I might halve them, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. What do you reckon? Because I'm also thinking how nice this colour is. And you know what? Yep, I've made my decision. Did you feel that process happening? 6 p.m. there. Oh, gosh, it's only just after 4 here. I'd say the sun is still shining brightly, but you know what? It's not. It's one of those days here. So just pulling out my Granny Apple Green. And these stars are the cutest, okay? Nobody said you had to use them as a tree, because you can. Let me just open that up. Let's go from the middle here and use them as a bit of a decoration. All right, and being photopolymer, if I was to stand up, I'd be able to see straight through them and be able to work out where they sit so that I don't get too much line. Okay, and that one. Oh, I think I twisted it a bit. And then we'll just put this one here on the side because I'm just going to do a nice thick band of stars. And the aim is to make it so they don't touch each other, but that was really bad then, wasn't it? Do you know what? Nobody's going to know. And the person that receives your handmade Christmas card is not going to care. They're just going to be so grateful that they got a handmade Christmas card. All right, and that one. Okay, a gap there. So what we'll do is we'll just come back in along and do that. Now, I've done that bit, but while I've got this stamp out, we do have to stamp our inside and our envelope. So why not do this, okay, for our inside. And I've got a bit of ink just up the stretch here. You can't see it, but I do know that it's there. So I'm just going to go like that and clean that off. And just let it, just so I can put my envelope on there, and I know I'm not going to get star tree on the back. And because I've done this down the side here, let's make the envelope match. But again, I'm just going to pull it like so, and then I'll open it to do the ones on this side. And we'll go both of them together, close it up, do the other one. And I think I just wiped it in my ink, but I guess we'll see as soon as we turn it over, won't we? Oh, I didn't. Excellent. And this one here should be enough. Oh, goody. Thought that I was going to get that all over the place there for a minute. Let me just wipe this off again. Nice and squeaky. And there we have the back and the front. Oop. Back and the front of our envelope. So just put those pieces to the side. Okay. Because not only did I bring in, I brought over with me some big pieces, I actually brought over some skinny pieces as well. Okay. And these ones are going to fit perfectly on there, but I am just going to grab my trimmer, which is just behind me. And how convenient. Got crushed curry over there, so let's add it as my yellow. What do you reckon? Okay. So this card is, well, it was a piece of A4 cut in half. And so then you can just score it down the middle. So that gives us a 10.5 centimetre front here, but our height is 14.9 centimetres. So with this piece here, I'm going to cut it to, let me see, so I want it to go, I might have a gap. So I'm going to do it to 14.4, and that will give me a tiny little gap for around the top and the bottom. Now I've got other piece, oh, I've got a piece of melon mambo here, so I'm just going to do a tiny little slither, let's say 2 centimetres. I don't think I'll have the whole 2 centimetres sticking out, but it also needs to be 14.4 as well. Right, that's that piece. Okay. The reason why I did that piece is because that piece is going to sit under here. And it might not be the whole 2 centimeters, but it just gives it that little bit of a gap. Okay. All right. So we need a couple of trees. Now, I could just go ahead and use the star tree, but I'm thinking that the tree with the leaves is a better tree for what I want to do. And I'm going to need a few trees. So I think 3 trees, maybe. So using one of these pieces, the other one of these pieces, I'm going to stamp some trees. That's what I didn't bring. Oh, yes, I did. Here's the trees. I'm thinking I didn't bring any granny apple green over, and excuse me, I was just using it. Don't mind me. I'm going to stamp a granny apple green tree down here. And I brought over my Wink of Stella, which is here. So I'll put some ink onto a block. That one's got a star on it already. Okay. I think my granny apple green needs a bit of re-inking. And I'll just grab some of that ink. And I'm just going to, I might just make sure it's, yep. I'm just going to colour the inner bits of my tree just a smidge. So it looks like essentially they're going to be shiny and watercolory looking. Okay, because you do have the lines there for the branches and you can just follow them around a bit. All right. If you don't use extra ink, you will be able to drag a little bit of the ink that's on here. But I think there's not enough ink on here for it to do the colouring that I sort of want. All right. You can't take it off. You can only put more on. So just be aware of that when you are colouring, which is why I did that little squidgy bit down there because I wasn't sure how dark that was going to come. Okay, because I do like it when, I guess when it's darker at the middle than it is on the tips of the trees. I mean, I know pine cones are darker and like darker than this, but it doesn't matter. They're not pink either. And guess what? There's going to be a pink one here as well. I was joking with Auntie Lol before and said, oh, it's got pink on it. This might end up being your Christmas card. So, because I think Melon Mambo would have to be one of her favourite colours. And if it's not, there's something wrong because pink's a favourite. Okay, so there's one tree. Let's give this one a, actually I want 2 of them. So I'll do another one. I'll re-ink that later. There's another one. Same sort of treatment. Need more ink. And again, colouring down. And it's actually quite forgiving. It doesn't, you don't need to be too neat. You just don't want any big blotches of thick colour. So when you first put it, after you picked up that colour, when you first put it down, you want to sort of spread it like you would if it was a branch. As you can see what I'm doing, I'm sort of going around a bit so that it blends over that brush. And by default, because I've got my Wink of Stella in there, it's nice and sparkly. And I might put a bit more colour up the top here, just because we can. All right, and that one too. And they are both very pretty. All right. If you've got black clothes on or a black tablecloth, you can then wipe and clean your brush onto your pants if you've got black clothes on. Otherwise, you will need something there to just rub it out until it comes back clear again. Okay, we need to do a pink one. There's another, I've got a scrap here. That's from last week's pieces. Okay, so I'll just get a Melamambo one happening. And you could do as many different colours as you liked. Actually, a azure afternoon one would probably be nice. Let's do an azure one. So this ink pad is really wet. And just because I can, and there's enough cardstock there, just in case I decide I don't like to have the blue one on it. Let's do a pink one. Oh, that's nice and juicy. Okay, so we need a little bit of blue ink. And do this again. Oh, I think there's a little bit of a green tinge still there. I have to clean it off good and proper when I do the pink one, won't I? Because that won't. Doesn't matter if there's a little bit of a green tinge, but a blue and the pink, we're sort of starting to get into muddy waters there. Okay, it's a bit like watercolouring. And you could just use water, but the water doesn't have sparkle in it, so it's not as pretty. Just saying. All right, let's get rid of that. Look, it's still coming out green. That granny apple green's got some strength to it, hasn't it? And on the other corner, we'll have lots of Melamambo. Oh, it feels weird doing it upside down. Oh, how nice is that? Oh my golly gosh, look at that one. All right, that one's turning out very nice. Okay. Oh, I do like this one. You know how you always sort of go, oh, hopefully that'll work. And guess what? This one works beautiful. And all of this. How's that going? Oh, I do like that one. Guess what? I'm a bit favoured with that one. And again, we'll get rid of that pink there. Okay, so now we've got to cut these guys out. So if you're looking at a kit, a join kit because of the join special, the mini, it's only tiny. The little, I better move these out of the way. The little plates are half as wide and a little bit shorter than what the ones are on the big cut and emboss machine. If you were to get the special, that's the $169 special. What did I do with those? I think I put them back in here. Nope. Okay, they're in a little container, so that's always fun. Oh, there they are. If you get the $169 special, you get, I can't remember, 300. You get an extra $175 worth of goodies. So I can look it up, but let's see. Oh, there's $169, or you can get for $69. There's 60. If you spend $60, you can get $235 worth of product. If you spend $169, you can get over 300 and I can't remember what that number was. Over $300 worth of product. You're getting an extra $175 than what you would normally get. And my little thingy here is not letting me click onto the where I want to go on the other page. So I'm going to cut out 4 Christmas trees here. So just have some patience with me as we do that. Yes, I am using some washi tape because I'm really good at stuffing it up and making them crooked. All right, so we'll just send that through there. See, and it's so easy. It's just going to be really wobbly. I'm so sorry. Okay, one hot pink or mellow mambo Christmas tree. All right, and let's get an azure afternoon one. So, okay, azure afternoon. There you go. I've got to hold my tongue in the right spot to make sure it cuts correct. Put this one through because I haven't decided which one I like. So it's $169 will get you $344 worth of product. Well, that's not very good advertisement. Nobody saw that. Wrong way. So if you're left or right-handed, you can turn it around. I need to tighten my screw up, I think, on here. Actually, I don't think I know. That's a job for Tony for later. Okay, and we'll have a green tree. Oh, I stamped that one too close to the edge. Okay, it looks like we're having 3 trees and they're all different colours. I've broken the handle off here because it needs to be tightened, but if I go that way, it'll screw back on. So my Mr. Fix-It is here. So I'm going to hand over this cut and emboss machine and the handle separately, and he's going to make some magic and he's going to fix that, and we're going to work with these 3 trees we've already cut because that one there was too close to the edge. I could still use it, but it's too close to the edge in so many ways, and I may not need it. We'll see. Okay, where do I put all my bits? Over here. Okay, so one bright Christmas card. Alrighty. Now, I don't know if you've seen it. This is how much I've got left of what is my second roll of the open weave trim. So I bought another one because I love it and it's retiring. So just keep that in mind. If once it's gone, it's gone. So I do have a whole new roll. You get over, I think it's, yep, 9 meters on there, and you can't go wrong if you've got 9 meters of ribbon. That is actually just going to get added so that it sits over the top of that hot pink piece or mellow mambo piece, so that way we can, and I'll trim it up later. That way it'll just add almost like a pattern to it, which is just pretty. Okay. So this one here, I'm actually going to stick that underneath there at about that spot. So when I look at my measuring on my ruler here, because the glass mat still is I'm hoping still available, but the glass mat, otherwise if the glass mat's not there, you can actually get a pad of paper that's got a grid on it. So I'm going to line that up with 18, which means then I can line this up with the dotted line. All done, honey? Sweet, fixed it. Cool, I'll be able to cut that other tree out. Okay, so let's put a bit of adhesive on here. Now I've got a rough edge and I've got a smooth edge. Oh, nice. It's nice and warm here, and my glue is reflecting that. It's nice and runny. So I'm going to just make sure though that I put, so I don't know if you can see it. See how I've got that little rough edge there? Guess what? It's going underneath my piece of white, so that way I have that measured on 18, and then I'm lining it up with that dotted grid line there, just to make sure that it's nice and straight. But yeah, so I put that down, and it's going to end up under my white, just so that we don't end up, it just makes it look a little bit neater. Now, did I get it straight? Not bad if I do say so myself. Okay. This piece here is going to go under there, but I'm going to make it so that it comes off a little bit, and it's really hard to tape down, but if you use your tear and tape, okay, you can put a piece of tear and tape along here, because we know that's going to get covered by our piece of white cardstock. Right, just warm it up a little bit, and take your pick tool to grab it. Then that can sit like so, and that's enough to hold it down. But now I can trim it because now I know how long I need it. See? Not bad. That's all that's left out of that whole roll. Okay. If you're not happy with how stuck down it is, you can always do this and add another piece over the top. That is not going anywhere, okay? And there's that one. All right, now that piece is going to sit over there. And that's just going to change up that little piece of that Melamambo strip just to give it a little bit of something different. Okay, we need to stamp our sentiment on here. So I'm not going to put this on too heavy. I'm just going to have a look and see what I think it is going to look like. So if I put my pink one over here, actually my blue one, my green one, and my pink one's going to go on top. Looking good. Don't want to press down too hard though, because it will stick to that piece that I've got there. So I'm thinking we've got sending Christmas wishes, and I did put a Christmas tree on something. So I'm thinking a Christmas tree might be the go. It's going to go down there. And let's put it in, since I want Melamambo is going to be, you know, if you're working with colours and they say to do 30, 30, 30, 10, the blue is going to be my 10. So the 60 is going to be the green, and then the other 30 is my pink. Okay. So I'm going to put my sentiment in with Melamambo. Okay. So we'll turn that on its side. And I'm just going to put this down here nice and straight, because I've got my tongue held in the right spot. There we go. Christmas tree. And, oh, where's my inside? And for my inside, we're going to be sending Christmas wishes. Again, I'll turn it on its side because I just seem to be able to get it straight up when it's on its side. Like that. There we go. There's my inside piece. Okay. My star's fallen off its. Okay, and I'm going to stamp in here with a crushed curry. Oh, I wonder if you're going to be too bright. Let's have a look. Actually, no, that's going to be perfect. A crushed curry star in here. Okay, because, you know, we needed to add another colour to the kit. All right, you're going to be on that. And these three. But I think I need a star. So I've got my cut and emboss machine back. See, just like a new one. If you wanted to use that tree, which I've coloured so beautifully, I'll show you how I do it. We'll do it because, you know, we don't want to waste that beautiful stamping. All right. And I'd say nobody's going to know, but Auntie Lol's sitting beside me, so if she gets this card, she's going to know. All right. Yeah, it's handle's beautiful now. I'd say it's the way you put it together when you first did it. All right. I'll show you how I would hide that. All right. But we need a star. If you've got some gold gold paper, you can just use the gold paper and cut it out. But we've got a really cute stamp, so we might as well use a cute stamp and an empty packet. Here they are. And one very cute little star die. These guys are really easy to lose when they're this little. It is not, it's shaped so you can put it on any part of the star and it should work. Now let's see how straight I cut that out. Back through you go. Over there. How well did I cut this out, even though I have washi tape on it? Not bad, if I do say so myself. A little bit crooked, but it's handmade. Okay. And I don't think anyone's going to complain if they get a beautiful handmade card. They're not going to, oh, that starts crooked. Except Tony. Apparently he will. Okay. Oh, yes, and my mother. Yes, definitely she would. But she doesn't watch my videos, so she lives with me. She's not getting a Christmas card. She'll be impressed if she gets a birthday card because it's her birthday today. Oh, it's a bit fluffy up there. See how it's a bit fluffy up there? Oh, excuse me. I just reached it across here. I wore my Christmas shirt just because I was making Christmas cards. I'm just going to shave that off a bit. Okay, just to smooth it out a little bit. Okay, and we'll put this on here. I wonder where all my regulars are today. Well, I know one's sitting beside me, but there's usually half a dozen. They must be out and about. Okay, so now we've got 4 Christmas trees. So because we've got 4 Christmas trees, we will use all 4 maybe. But see how that one's hiding there? Because now when I put this one over here, that one there, look, you can't see. And there's a 4th one. Right? And they can all just be there in straight line. All right. Or if you don't want that one, let's put, because part of me thinks it should be 3. What do you reckon, Lol? Should be 3? Yeah. It should be 3. Line them up straight there. And then this guy's actually going to go on dimensionals there above it. I think 3 is better. So I can hide that one on there and save the good one for another card. But they're both good because they've both got beautiful colouring. But see what I mean? You can't tell. Okay. And there's my star. Or if I hadn't stamped the inside, I could have put that to match the front on the inside. But this tree here matches this one. Okay, that decoration down the side. Okay, so we're going to make this little cluster of trees here. And let's put them all on dimensionals. Let's give this some texture. If you wanted to emboss this piece of white, you could. If you wanted to put some edging on it, you could. There's lots of things that you could do with it. Okay. So I'm going to use this one because, you know, I can. Doesn't need lots and lots of dimensionals. 3 will be more than sufficient on these guys. And I'll show you what I do with the top one when it comes to putting that on. Just grab the. Okay, so the reason why I'm putting this one on this over here is because there's lots of green already over that side. And there's your afternoon one. And yes, I am trying to line those up there because I do want them to be sort of straight. Okay, so putting this one here on, I'm not going to stick it straight in the middle. I'm going to stick it a little bit to that side. Okay, but when I put it on, I'm going to pull it a little bit down, and I'm going to put dimensionals because I want it to pop up a bit more. I'm going to put a dimensional on either corner here, and I'm going to put 2 up here. Okay, so to put 2 dimensionals on, it's literally just stack them on top of each other. But you've got to take off that piece there before you stack it. All right, and it just gives you that little extra bit of height. Okay, and then these 2, because they've already got the height from this one here. Okay, if you wanted to, you could put 2 dimensionals in the middle, but I wouldn't be sticking them on here. I would be sticking them in here and doing the same thing just to get that height. It will dictate now that I have to cover that up when I put my tree on. So the only thing about doing that is it does make it so that if you wanted it more to one side, if you haven't got it over far enough, then your choices have gone. Okay. And there we go, and it worked perfectly. This guy here is teeny tiny, and it will need a mini dimensional. So you know that we've got them in 2 different sizes. Miss Maeve was over here before sticking them on me. Okay, stop wasting my dimensional. She goes, you've got hundreds of them. She doesn't realise I need hundreds of them. And we'll put that one on the middle one. Now, how cute is that? Nice and bright and quite fun. I got some more of these guys because I just love them. But you've got these druzy ones that I don't know that that's exactly how you say it. These are still available. So you could do either silver or gold. The gold's pretty, they're bigger than what these ones are, and I just think that these look a little bit like stars. They're flowers, but you can just get away with them looking a little bit like stars, because I think that these little tiny ones up the top, a couple of those around as your gemmies, as your sparkles, is just nice. Oh, but you've got to get them up the right way. Okay, and one more. Strategically placed there. Now we need to stick our inside in. Just roll that one over. Oh, look, there's a star that I prepared earlier. Shh. Nobody needs to know about that star. And we'll pop this one in here. Again, hold your tongue right to get it in so that it's nice and straight. And there we have a Christmas card using the Pine Tree Trimmings bundle and our brides. What do you think about that one? Okay, let me just bring my mouse over here so that I can say hello again. No, so that I can say toodaloo. Just remember, there is a joining special this month, and if you're interested in this bundle, it is $58.50. The mini cut and emboss is $121-ish. Don't remember, around that. But if you get this set, oh, thanks, Pamela. If you get this Pine Tree Trimmings bundle and the mini cut and emboss machine, you've still got leftovers, and it will only cost you $60. I reckon that's a bargain. Always say there's 2 different ways to buy Stampin' Up. One is that you can pay full price. One is that you can get 20% discount. Which one do you use? I know the answer. All right, until next time, I will see you all